Da-da-da-da-da. Hello, and welcome to Unqualified Recommendations. I am one of your hosts, Kirk Price.
I'm another one. I'm Chad Price.
I'm another one. I'm Zach.
And we have some recommendations for you today. That's what we do here on this podcast. We bring a recommendation for a song or album from each of us, as well as a video game. We're going to tell you what we like about it, why we like about it. Zach's going to tell you how he feels, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Zach will tell you about the beach. Make sure
I have like a sentence of information this time. It's like 12 words.
All right. Making some progress here.
I'm stepping it up.
So for next week's podcast, we will have our first guest. Woohoo!
Yay!
And that will be interesting. We haven't had a guest before. Don't know how we're going to record. Well, we kind of know how we're going to record. Don't know how it's going to turn up.
Yeah, and hopefully next week we'll have video recording as well. In theory.
So what we're going to do with these first 3 episodes is I'm going to put a little audio visualizer on it and upload them to YouTube. So in the future, look for us on YouTube under Unqualified Recommendation or UNRECS. UNRECS. Will hopefully be our YouTube page. If it's not, this is a useless plug. So let's go ahead and get started. Zach, what is your song recommendation?
Wait. I want to go first, please.
Okay.
All right.
Chad, what is your song recommendation?
All right, so I got to set the mood here today because mine is sad. All right. So this song is called Save Your Breath by Jake, and it's on his first album that he ever made, right? Or first like big album as far as I know. I don't know of any other albums he's made, but that's besides the point. And if you've never listened to Jake, he's the guy who made the Golden Hour song that you've probably heard before. And honestly, I am recommending the entire song, the entire album. But I wanted to focus on Save Your Breath because it is just pristine, amazing music. And so, yeah, are you guys ready to listen to it?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, bet. So what do you guys think?
Zach?
Oh. So I've heard the song before. It is definitely like one of his best songs, I think.
Yeah, I agree. It's so good, man.
I think this one is a lot better than Golden Hour, even though Golden Hour is like a 10 out of 10 song too.
Yeah, Golden Hour is like pristine. Like Golden Hour is like like the premium version of Spotify, and all in one thing. It's amazing.
Yeah. But I generally enjoy this one a lot more than I enjoy Golden Hour. This one is.
I feel like this one's just so heavy, like emotion wise, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Kirk
for
hates it.
me, though, I think it was missing something.
Okay, so I actually kind of agree.
So I've been sitting here. That's why I wanted Zach to go first, so I could sit here and kind of process and think about what do I think it's missing. And what I've decided on is that it's missing like emotional connection to what he's singing. Like there's no doubt that he has passion in what he's saying and what he's singing, but I don't feel it.
I think it's less of he has no emotional connection. I think it's more of it's missing that final hit that he was going for. Because if you listen to the rest of the album, there's actually a story he's going through, and it's something that he's talked about before. It's like it's a real thing that he's had happen to him before, you know. And it's I feel like the emotion's there. I just feel like he didn't connect it as hard at the end as he was going for. Because what I think is missing is that big build-up moment. Like it had that big build-up moment, but when it kicked, it didn't kick hard enough. Does that make sense?
Okay, so we'll see. For me, it seems like he's giving a singer's musical performance, but he is not in the song and feeling it while he's singing it.
Okay.
So I would be very interested to see it live.
Yeah.
Because I think that him doing it live might actually be what's missing from it.
I got you.
Because it's hard for some people to sit in a studio and feel what they're singing,
yeah.
To be honest. Now, I don't know. This is my first song I've heard from him.
Yeah.
You said I've probably heard some others, but I don't know. But I haven't like paid attention and know that I've never heard something from him.
I'm like 90% sure you've probably heard Golden Hour.
You've definitely heard it.
We've listened to it together in Discord before while playing games. Like it's a really, really good song, but I just think that this one tops it with the lyricism. I think it is really, really good. What did you think of the lyrics, Kirk?
I thought they were pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite is one hey with one Y, because it's like such a like a little thing, but like everyone in my generation at least is like they get sensitive about people sending hey with one Y, and I think it's hilarious. But it's also kind of true. Like there's a certain amount of emotion that goes behind adding an extra Y behind the hey.
Hey,
Exactly. Yeah.
He only sent
If
me
you're not
one
saying
Y
hey
this time.
zesty, you're not saying it right. Okay, that's just how it
Yeah.
goes. But yeah.
I mean, so I think that the music was nothing special, but it did a good job of accenting the lyrics.
The lyrics, yeah.
And the singing. So I think that the emphasis here is definitely on the lyrics and definitely on the emotion that he's feeling.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem with it, is that I didn't feel the emotion.
Yeah.
I've been in a similar situation.
Yeah.
You know, I've been in a relationship like this.
Yeah.
So I know what it feels like.
And you're just not getting that?
For me, I wasn't feeling the same way listening to the song.
Yeah, I got you. I feel like I interrupted what you were saying earlier, Zach. Were you trying to say something? You already forgot it, didn't you? Oh, never mind.
No, I was gonna say I think Kirk. I think Kirk kind of hit it like dead on with like it was missing the connection. I think it really would sound better if you just saw him sing it live.
Yeah. Well, he actually, I don't remember. I was going to say this earlier, but I don't remember who it was. But he gave a performance of Golden Hour, this song, and another one. And then he had interviews about all the songs afterwards too. So if you want to look it up, he has one online. But obviously it's not the same as like seeing him in person live.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, what do you guys give it out of 10?
I would give it 7 out of 10.
7? What do you think, Zach?
Oh, let's go. Kirk got a high number this time. I give it a 9 out of 10.
9? Yeah. Honestly, I'm perfectly in between you guys. I'm going with an 8. Because I honestly agree. I do think it is missing something. And I think it's mostly just that buildup doesn't have a good, proper payoff. And that's just my own personal only gripe with it. Like the first time, you know how you always, like both of you always talk about how you listen to stuff on a road trip? Well, this was me by myself on a road trip because I was having to drive an hour out into the woodlands by myself late at night. And this one just connected and I've
What, you ditching a body out there?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's like the woodlands here are like the fanciest place in town, like in Texas.
Yes, the Woodlands is the name of a town.
Yeah. And they're supposedly the #1 city in America. They like to boast that a lot.
I thought you were like saying the woodland is like a weird way of saying you're just driving into the woods.
No.
You're just kind of
No.
like going to chill by yourself in the middle of a forest.
I mean, one day.
Hopefully.
But no.
All right, Zach, what do you got for us this week?
My song is One by Metallica.
Oh, yes. Yes. Kirk, okay, before we go into this, do you have an opinion about the song, Kirk?
I think it's pretty good.
I think it's pretty dang good too,
Okay,
man.
so we both. I don't think we need to sit here and listen to this whole 7.5 minutes.
No,
of it.
We are going to listen to this the whole 7.5 minutes.
This song is
right.
amazing, Zach.
All right, we'll be right
I
back.
know
Let's
it's
listen to this
amazing.
song.
but I
Wait, hold on.
recommend it.
Zach has his
Hey,
reason.
my information, my line of information.
Yeah,
I
that's right.
spent,
I'm just so used to you
spent
having nothing
10
to
minutes.
say.
I spent the whole 10 minutes with this terrible line of information.
All right, let's go. What you got?
All right. The song was originally released in 1988 and was featured on their 4th studio album.
And that's it.
The album was called Justice for All. And I'm pretty sure this one featured their new bassist because I honestly don't know what happened to the last one. I know he died from something, but I forgot what it said.
Dang. I thought, because Metallica's always had like big turmoil in their band, so I thought that he just left.
Yeah.
Because I know that there's this
No.
one guy who used to be part of Metallica who left, and then he got mad and then tried to like sue them.
All right, let's just go ahead and give it a listen. We'll come back. Talk
Okay.
about it more.
All right.
All right, man, what a journey.
Yeah. So,
What a great song.
before we start talking about this, I just want to talk about how this song unintentionally inspired Enter Sandman. So, all right, I looked up the dates to make sure that I was right. Okay. So Enter Sandman did come out in 1991, right? But the thing was, one, I don't know about you guys, but I was starting to feel it near the end there. They had performed one live, and a lot of people near the end of it was starting to like lose the energy. You know what I mean? Like you start to lose the energy when the song goes on for so long. And that song is like what, 7 minutes, 20 seconds, something like that. And
7:27.
Yeah. So basically, I don't know about you guys, but I was starting to feel a little bit fatigued from that, like near the end there. Like when you just hear the same riff over and over and over again, eventually it gets to you, you know what I mean? And I think One is a prime example of that. But at the same time, once you listen to it to a first time, it just exhilarates you in a way that no other song can. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So moving kind of like the conversation along with the last song that we talked about. I don't think that you can be part of a metal band and not be passionate about the music.
Yeah.
Because, man, that stuff wears you out.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't about the band getting tired. It was about the fans.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So it's like when the crowd starts to get like a little bit worn out of the same song over, like is continuing. You know,
that's not what I'm talking. So what I mean is that I have a lot of respect for metal bands because of the amount of work and effort that goes into every single song.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're destroying your voice. Mm-hmm. You're destroying your instruments. You're destroying your body to play them.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to really put it all out there to be a good metal band.
Yeah. I think this is prime example of that for Metallica too. Because like, so you've got, and I would consider this song as having two main guitars at the same time. You know what I mean? Like you have the guitar solo over it, but you've also got this super unique, like riff underneath it at the exact same time. And it perfectly meshes together. And it's hard to find other songs that are the same way. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I feel like Red Hot Chili Peppers is one of the only few other bands that can pull off stuff like this and not sound like terrible. You know what I mean?
All right. What are your other thoughts about it, Zach?
Oh yeah, Zach, tell us about that story that you were saying while we were listening to it.
Oh, the fucking, god damn it, the book.
The book?
Yeah, that's what you're talking about?
Yeah. So what is One based off of?
It was let me see if I can find the name of the fucking book.
Had a whole conversation about it while we were listening to music, so y'all didn't hear any of it. So now Zach's got to go pull it back up and talk about it again. Can't waste those conversations when no one's listening.
Okay, Zach. My bad. I can't find the name of the book anymore, but it portrays a World War I soldier who is severely wounded from getting blown up. And the whole James Hetfield I think that's how you pronounce his name, right?
Okay, so is that the pilot who during World War II crashed his plane, got caught on fire, and still crawled his way until he got rescued?
No.
No. This dude lost his arms, legs, his jaw was blown off. He was blind. He couldn't speak. And the whole song is basically like, or the whole book, my bad, is him like begging for them to like end his life. Mm-hmm. Because he's just in so much pain. Yeah, like in the war, or is this
classic metal song?
That's true, yeah.
In the war.
So he's still in the war and he's been injured, and now he's just basically asking the doctors to just end it.
Yeah, but he's like struggling because he can't speak because he has no jaw.
Yeah.
So he's just kind of sitting there suffering while they try and keep him alive.
Yeah. I think it's a really powerful song and a really powerful story too. You know what I mean? Like it gets you up in a way that no other, like hard. I'm talking hard gets you up in no other way that any song.
I know it gets me hard, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Y'all are ridiculous.
Kirk and I were staring at each other with broners.
All right, we're taking this part out.
Nope, stayed in.
Okay. Well, thanks for that, Zach. That was awesome.
Rate it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I would rate it an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10?
Let's go.
I think I would give that song a 9.5. The only reason why I'm just missing that last 0.5 is because the end of it just doesn't end. Just goes on just a little bit too long. It's not like
it's like 2.5 minutes of nothing.
Yeah, the same thing going over and over again, which is not terrible. Like it's good for like concerts and things like that. But just listening to, I feel like it should have ended just a little bit sooner. That's all.
For our listeners, we do not usually agree this much on songs.
Yeah.
Like, I think this is the first time that our ratings have been close.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's probably going to differ on my recommendation.
Oh, wait, hold on. Zach, did you rate it? I didn't hear it. I'm sorry.
No, I did not, but I give this one a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so my song / album is it's titled Moanin'.
Moanin'. Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Broners.
And specifically, the version that I want to listen to is by Mingus Big Band.
Mingus Big Band.
Yes. Yeah. So while you're pulling it up,
You're saying all sorts of funny things.
while you're pulling it up, I'm going to talk a little bit about it.
Okay.
So Charles Mingus Jr. is born.
That's the whitest name I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, you're just making fun of some dude who
Right.
Charles
put his
Mingus.
passion into
I
the
don't care if
song.
he's not
But
white.
he's
It
not.
sounds so white.
Charles
This guy probably
Mingus
put
Jr.
passion
Charles
into this. You're just
Mingus
making
Jr.
fun of him.
You're stupid. All right.
Zach,
Wait.
am I wrong?
That means there's just a Charles Mingus, right? He's a junior.
Okay. Anyways, moving on. This guy was born in 1922.
Uh-huh.
He was an American jazz upright bassist, pianist, composer, band leader, and author. He was a major proponent of collective improvisation, and he is considered to be one of the greatest jazz musicians and composers in history. With a career spanning 3 decades and collaborations with other jazz musicians, such as Louis Armstrong, Duke Ellington, Charlie Parker, Dizzy Gillespie, and Herbie Hancock. Mingus's work ranged from advanced bebop and avant-garde jazz with small and mid-sized ensembles, pioneering the post-bop style on seminal recordings like Pithecanthropus Erectus in 1956 and Mingus
So I pulled up Charles
I'm
Mingus
right
Jr. And Zach, you've watched Boondocks, right?
Yeah.
This is about to be really racist.
No, it's not. He looks like Uncle
It
Ruckus, man.
definitely is.
He
Yeah.
looks like Uncle Ruckus. Look.
Anyways,
Oh my God.
Zach's agreeing. He kind of does. I mean, like in his younger life, he looks significantly different, but as he got older, he actually looks a lot like Uncle Ruckus.
could finish what I was saying. So he also performed to progressive big band experiments such as The Black Saint and Sinner Lady. Mingus's compositions continue to be played by contemporary musicians ranging from the repertory bands Mingus Big Band, Mingus Dynasty, and Mingus Orchestra to the high school students who play the charts and compete in the Charles Mingus High School Competition. In 1993, the Library of Congress acquired Mingus's collected papers, including scores, sound recordings, correspondence, and photos, in what they described as the most important acquisition of a manuscript collection relating to jazz in the library's history. So, it's all about Charles Mingus, and so y'all can get an idea of who Charles Mingus was.
Yeah.
Basically a huge deal in the jazz history. And for this song, which came out on the album Blues and Roots, which it wasn't originally by Charles Mingus. It was kind of like a cover, which happened a lot in jazz bands.
Yeah.
Then, basically you gave your own spin on a popular song,
Yeah.
so you can improv more.
Well, I mean, that basically constantly happened up until like what the 70s.
Yeah. So about the album, Charles Mingus says, "This record is unusual. It represents only one part of my musical world, the blues. A year ago, Asushi Ertegun, who is an influential jazz producer at the time, suggested that I record an entire blues album in the style of Haitian fight song, because some people, particularly critics, were saying I didn't swing enough. He wanted to give them a barrage of soul music, churchy, blues, swinging, earthy. I thought it over. I was born swinging and clapped my hands in church as a little boy, but I've grown up and I like to do other things than just swing. But blues can do more than just swing." So I agreed. All right, so this particular version is by the Mingus Big Band. The Mingus Big Band is a 14-piece ensemble based in New York City that specializes in the compositions of Charles Mingus. It was managed by his widow, along with the Mingus Orchestra and the Mingus Dynasty. In addition to its weekly Monday night appearance at a jazz standard in New York City, the Mingus Big Band tours frequently, giving performance and clinics in America, Europe, and other parts of the world.
Are they still around?
Yes.
Dang.
So they basically cycle out band members.
I gotcha.
You know,
So how old is Mingus? You said he was born in the 20s, right? So I'm assuming he started composing in the 40s ish.
I'm not sure exactly, but so he did pass away in 1979. So
Dang.
the Mingus Big Band has received 6 Grammy Award nominations.
Holy crap! Okay.
And won a Grammy in 2011 for the Best Large Jazz Ensemble Album for Mingus Big Band Live at Jazz Stadium. All right.
All right. You
We're going to
guys
go ahead
ready?
and listen to the song.
All right.
All right.
Wow.
I think that there are few other genres or pieces of music that you can
Get me as hard.
that you can have so much fun playing,
Yeah.
but also put all of your passion and heart into your
Yeah.
music.
Kirk, can I tell you something?
What?
That was amazing, man. That was so good. Okay. So at the start of it, because jazz has never really been my thing. Never. I know this is more blues than jazz from what I understand, right?
It's pretty jazzy.
Yeah, okay,
This is pretty much.
But anyways, that was fantastic. I'm not a big fan of like just sitting down and listening to jazz, but that just, I don't know, man. My heart is pumping. I'm feeling good. That was great. I loved that. Zach, what did you think?
You know what it really reminds me of?
What?
The ending scene on Whiplash.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was actually thinking about that. I was like, I wonder if J.K. Simmons is their coach.
Sitting there directing them.
Yeah. I wonder if he's throwing anything at them or not.
The way that this band plays the song, because it's a jazz song.
Yeah.
You can play it however you want. It's way open to interpretation.
Right.
So when you're listening to it, the conductor or whoever's leading the band, it's not always a conductor. Usually it's probably like the pianist or the drummer who's leading a jazz band.
Yeah.
And so you have moments where you bring everyone together in your uniform and then you say, all right, go do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Let's just jam.
Yeah.
And it just feels so good. Because you can tell those moments, he brings everyone in, we're all together, we're all jamming. It's like, all right, go. And just one goes,
Yeah. Yeah.
You can just feel the passion in everybody throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, the movement, I think halfway through the song is there's this one part, so like every other instrument is going super high up, and I can't tell what it was. I think it might have been trombones are just going down at the exact same time. And that harmony feels like it shouldn't work, but it works so well. And I love that part so much. That was great, Kirk.
And it's a great song by a great composer and a great band.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Zach, what do you give it? Be honest.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10? I agree.
10 out of
100%. 10 out of 10. The
it's
entire time I was jamming. There wasn't one moment when I was like, I don't know about that.
They picked a
Everything
great name for
perfectly
this song because I was.
And then the piano, about 2/3 into the song, was the most simple little. That was it. That was like pretty much all the piano was doing, but it added so much to it. It was perfect. I actually think that 10 out of 10, Kirk.
Yeah.
What do you give it?
It's a 10 out of 10 for me too.
I thought you were gonna be like 7. I was like,
Yeah,
I was fully expecting it.
5.
I think it's really, really good. But so the thing about this is that this was made by someone years ago,
Yeah.
right? And played by a modern band.
Uh-huh.
So if you're interested in something that's like this, that is a modern band led by modern composers, you should try to listen to a band called Snarky Puppy.
Snarky Puppy.
Yes. And they're more of like a collective than a band.
Uh-huh.
But their drummer is literally the best drummer in the world.
Yeah.
Like no competition. Ask any drummer who knows things about drummers, they'll say he's the best drummer in the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he actually does this, these YouTube videos for some channel. He doesn't do it for himself. He does it for some other channel.
Yeah.
Basically, he listens to a song once
And
then
just
he plays it perfectly on the drums.
Yeah.
He listened to Enter Sandman once. He had never heard it before.
Uh-huh.
He listened to it once, played it perfectly.
Does he have photographic memory, or is he just like that good?
It's a trick that you can teach yourself. First off, he's that good.
Yeah.
Second off is that what you do is that you listen, you do what's called active listening. It's a trick where you pay attention, you listen to it, you place it on a map, basically.
Yeah.
Whatever works best for you. some people have a room, some people have a map, some people have a file cabinet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what you're doing is that you're adding on notes as you're listening to it.
Okay.
So it's a way to active listen and basically play.
So he's tabbing it out in his head?
Basically, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That was a great song, great experience. I honestly, everyone please listen to that one. If you don't listen to the other ones, please listen to that one.
That was a bit long. It's a journey, but it's a journey worth taking.
Yeah. It's definitely one of those that's better with other people, though. I'll be honest. Like, there's certain songs that are just better when other people are listening to it with you, you know?
Oh.
And that's one of them. What were you going to say, Zach?
What I was trying to say in the middle of that is like, I sent the picture in general for you guys to like visualize it, but
yeah, sitting there with a wine glass in your hand.
I can imagine Kirk doing that exact thing, sitting on a nice leather couch, maybe like some whiskey in front of a fireplace, and he's just sitting listening to this.
That is exactly how I've got that leather recliner in my office. I put these headphones on. I get a glass of scotch. I lean back and I just let it play.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that was great. 10 out of 10 all across the board.
Yeah,
that's rare.
That's our first.
Yeah, it's our first time ever agreeing on the numbers all the way through.
So now that we've done that, let's go ahead and move on to video games. So, Chad, what is your video game recommendation for us?
I think we should start with someone else because I don't have power to my headset.
Okay, Zach, what's your video game recommendation?
My video game recommendation is Scrap Mechanic.
Awesome. Okay.
I don't know if either of you have heard of that.
I have.
I've shown.
I'm pretty sure
Chad
Kirk tried to get me to play it before.
ago.
Maybe both of you? I don't know.
Yeah, he tried to get both of us to play it with him.
Oh, okay.
It was that time we were doing a bunch of other stuff. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely not Chad's style. But it was released in early 2016, and it was developed by the same company who made Raft, which I know Chad sort of enjoyed, especially since we played
loved Raft.
5 in the morning.
Yeah, no, Raft was amazing. We completed the story at, you said 5? Before I went to Disney?
Yeah, it was like 5 in the morning.
Yeah, that was great. Anyways.
It's kind of got like a Minecraft style to it, but super.
Wait, what do you mean like
machines.
Minecraft style? Like in the gameplay or like in the looks? Kirk, why are you shaking your balls?
Definitely not. Well,
I had to get up, make an adjustment, man. You're a guy, you understand?
Yeah, I mean, I understand, but like,
just
don't
like
do it in front of me. At least turn around. It's like,
at least I want to like pull like fists down in my pants or anything, you know?
I mean, I'll do it in front of you, but at least I'll turn around before I do it. At least.
All I did was stand up and shake my legs. That's all I did.
That's all I needed to know.
All right, Zach, what were you saying?
Okay, so Minecraft in what way?
It's not like the layout of the world is Minecraft style, but everything else is cube based.
So like building is cube based?
Yeah, like everything is like a grid sort of pattern that you have to build off of. It also has the sand. It has like a sandbox mode, which is you just kind of go around and build whatever, and a survival mode. It also has a challenge mode. I haven't really played the survival mode, but to my knowledge, there's a bunch of evil robots that you got to kill and then just survive.
Zach,
but I haven't played it, so
the art style looks nothing like Raft. Like I would never suspect that is the same.
I
Raft
didn't realize
like
that until I looked at the company. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, this looks honestly significantly better than Raft. Like,
yeah, this came
like
out
art
before
direction
Raft
wise.
too.
That's crazy.
So I like a lot of games that are like Scrap Mechanic. I like going around building
Kirk
stuff.
would definitely enjoy this. One of my favorite things is strapping rockets to the bottom of toilets and sending them to space.
You know what's crazy? Both Raft and this are still in early access.
Yeah.
So they're constantly developing 2 games at the exact same time. I wonder if they're doing any others.
I'm sure though they're done with Raft though. I know it still says it's in early access, but I think on their Twitter they said they were just done with it story wise.
Oh, I mean that's fair though. Like honestly, the ending that we got before the newest update with all the new endings and things like that. New, what are they called? Islands or whatever, towns. Anyways, basically what I'm saying is I feel like it had a satisfactory ending for me. You know? Yeah.
So one of the things I like about games like Scrap Mechanic is that you have an open interpretation to build whatever you want, and you can build some crazy things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's similar
Especially
to
in this.
Space Engineers.
Yeah. Dude, Space Engineers was pretty great, honestly.
What were you saying, Zach?
Well, I was like, especially in this, like if you have a vision, you can pretty much build it in this.
Yeah.
Because they have so many parts that you can just like work together with.
I haven't played Scrap Mechanic, but I've seen other people play it, and it's been on my wish list. I just haven't gone around to it. One thing that I think that Scrap Mechanic does is that it's not super harsh on the physics.
Yeah.
So you aren't gonna get burned if you just like missed one piece or something like that.
No, it's more like you're not gonna put one piece somewhere and then all of a sudden your entire thing doesn't work.
Yeah.
Kind of like how Space Engineers is.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Because you built like that one ship like 50 times. Yeah. I mean, it looks really cool. Like it has a really, really nice design. So why did you pick that one, Zach?
Oh, because I said it earlier, but I just like sending toilets to space. No, I got it because it's been on my wish list for a really long time too. I just like, I know it's not Chad's style, but I really do enjoy just kind of sitting down and building stuff and kind of working out.
Yeah.
Like mechanical wise, like stuff like that. And built some pretty nice things in there so far, like fully working cars that I've spent like 4 hours just sitting there building. Yeah. So it's definitely something I enjoy, and I think Kirk would really enjoy it.
Yeah. So my game that I'm going with is Destiny 2. Surprisingly. So here's the thing, right? I have been the biggest hater of Destiny for a long time because they made me so mad with the fact that everything was just coming out super, super quick and you always had to spend a full like new game price on it, you know? And I honestly, I still think that that's a big issue with Destiny, right? Like I think that that'll probably always be an issue with Destiny. But the main reason why I wanted to bring this one up is because for the first time in, I think 2 years now, it's been since the last time that Kirk and I played, I loaded up Destiny and I was treated with one of the best cinematics I've ever seen in any game ever.
Their new DLC
their new DLC is so cool.
Amazing.
And it's on Neptune, which is my favorite planet. And Neptune is the coolest planet in the world in Destiny. Have you seen any of the screenshots, Kirk? It is so cool. And honestly, I did not expect to come back to Destiny 2 and be like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. But oh my goodness, it's amazing, man. It's like the opening cinematic, it gives you chills. Like if you're a big fan of Destiny, you know what the Traveler is. And for the first time ever, you see the Traveler take action against something and it's actively like fighting it. And you never see that ever happen in Destiny. So it just gives you chills.
I think this is the first time you actually get like a size comparison to him too. And he is ginormous.
But yeah, it's super, super cool. And I will say straight up that I think that Destiny is something that you need to get in the mood for. Because I feel like Destiny is kind of like Minecraft. You play it for like 2 weeks, and then you get bored of it, and then you come back again in another like month or so, play it for 2 weeks, get bored, that kind of thing. But I still think it's a good game.
So I played Destiny 2 a lot when it first came up. The people I was playing with, I was one of the first 100 people to beat the game. For Destiny 2, because when it first came out, I think I took a couple of days off of work and played it with a few friends. So I really enjoyed Destiny 2. But there's a certain point, like you said, where it felt like in order to keep up with everything that was coming out, I had to spend, 3 to 6 hours a day playing the game. And as an adult working a job, I do not have 3 to 6 hours to play to a single game because I like to play lots of games. And so that was my big issue with Destiny, is that it demanded your time. And if you didn't keep up with it, you would fall behind.
I do think that they've calmed down on that quite a bit, though, to be fair. Because the main reason why I feel like it was that way is because, you remember when we were playing, there was a new DLC every 3 months. You know what I mean? So you would have to buy the new DLC, now you're having to grind through that DLC so you can catch up with everyone else with their light level and things like that. But they've calmed down on how fast they're releasing stuff. I think it was just because they finally got away from Activision and they're like, we can release stuff. You know what I mean? And and so, but Destiny 2's calmed down with how frequently they're releasing new DLCs. The Lightfall one looks really cool. From what I've heard, it's a little bit disappointing of an ending, but it's still like really, really fun. And I was so happy when I loaded it up and actually had fun for like the first time in a while on Destiny 2, you know?
Yeah. I think that it has really good combat.
Yeah.
I think it has probably the best shooter combat out of any game. I don't think that any other game matches the flexibility and entertainment you can get out of a shooter.
I would agree in a PvE sense, but in a PvP sense, I feel like there are other ones that are like if you're having a conversation about what are the best PvP experiences of all time, I don't think Destiny would come up. But if you're talking about the best player versus enemy or environment, whatever the 30 different versions of that means, I feel like Destiny would definitely come up in that conversation for sure.
So whenever I'm thinking about like gunplay campaigns, you know, I think
Destiny definitely comes to mind. I agree. Destiny's
and then Doom.
Oh yeah.
And the rest of them are Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Which is disappointing.
Yeah.
Because I hate Call of Duty.
Dude, Modern Warfare 2 was a big disappointment, but
all right. So got anything else to say about it, Zach, before we go on?
Zach, did you ever play Destiny 2? I know you played it on PS4,
yeah,
right?
I played it with you.
Yeah. But did you ever play it with me and Kirk? I don't remember.
Not on PC, no, but I do have it.
Maybe we should give
tried
it a
to
try
get you to
sometime.
play it, but you won't.
Well, I want to play the new DLC, but I don't have $160 to spend. Well, it's actually $150 for you to be able to get all the DLCs that have come out since we stopped playing.
Do you want all of them?
Well, yeah. The thing is, like with Destiny, is like if you don't get all the DLCs, you will like fall behind, like bad, and you will also miss out on a lot of things that you want to do. You are limited on what missions you can and cannot do based off of what DLC you have. So I feel like it's a requirement. But anyways, so Destiny 2, if we're giving it an overall rating, 6. Just because like I said, I think it is kind of a money hole, but I think they are starting to realize how they need to treat it right. You know what I mean? And I think that that's a good thing.
All right, Zach, what do you rate it?
I kind of agree with Chad. I give it like a 6.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm playing it with other people, I agree with you as 6. If I'm playing it by myself, it's like a 3 or 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I would agree with you
because it demands you play with other people to do the harder stuff.
That's true. The harder stuff you definitely need other people to play with, but I also feel like playing through the campaigns except for the Osiris and the DLC that came out after that, I think every single campaign that comes with Destiny actually is best experienced by yourself. And the main reason why I say that is because the original campaign that came out with Destiny 2, you know what I'm talking about, where you're fighting the Cabal leader who tries to take the light. I think that is probably the strongest that Destiny's ever been storytelling wise. And I honestly think that is best played by yourself. But when it comes to literally everything else, you definitely need other people to play with. So.
All right, well, cool. All right, so that's Destiny 2, Chad's recommendation.
Mm-hmm.
My recommendation for today is Inscription.
Oh, yes. I was waiting for you to do this one, Kirk.
So if you have not heard of Inscription, which even though it's a great game, it's surprising how many people have still not heard of Inscription.
It's a great game.
The Steam page description is as follows. Inscription is an inky black card-based odyssey that blends the deck-building roguelike, escape room-style puzzles, and psychological horror into a blood-laced smoothie. Darker still are the secrets inscribed upon the cards. So I actually cannot say too much about the game.
Because it's all spoilers.
Yeah.
It is all spoilers.
Yeah.
I can talk about the first section of the game, which if you looked at my last week's recommendation, which was Slay the Spire, is pretty similar to Slay the Spire. except for it has some really cool mechanics in it, and that you can combine cards into one card, and that you can combine effects.
Yeah.
And every single time that you die, you get turned into a card, which is pretty cool.
Well, I also just want to throw in real quick that the thing about Inscription is that like I feel like it's an experience that no other game can provide. You know what I mean? And also that first section that Kirk is talking about, you're basically just playing you're playing a card game with this really lonely guy who just really wants players. And I think that's just like a fun little thing where that's basically the concept of the intro of the game is this guy's lonely and you're playing a game with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I would actually say that the first part of the game has probably some of the best sound design in a game I've ever played.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the sound does such a good job of creating the atmosphere and how everything looks and how everything feels and the emphasis it puts on certain things. It's great. It has excellent sound design, excellent environment.
Yeah.
In fact, they recently released a dev-made mod. So it's made by the devs to turn just the first section of the game into a repeatable roguelike game.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you do still need to play the rest of the game.
Yeah.
The rest of the
Yeah.
game,
You need to play the rest of the game first before you play that one, the first section on repeat. No, I watched Markiplier play it and Kirk play it. Yeah. I watched both Markiplier and Kirk play it.
I haven't seen a whole lot about it. I did watch Kirk play like 10 minutes of it.
Yeah. It's definitely something
for that 10 minutes.
Yeah, you never expect what's going to come next, and that's what I think is really unique about it. Is that no matter how much you think you can read into stories, you cannot read into this one. I feel like it is super deep and super unique as well.
Yeah, and I also say that if you would Google it before you played it, you're a loser. So just play it without Googling. You don't need to Google anything.
Yeah.
If you're worried about what your decision is going to do, don't. Just do what you feel is best.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Don't Google it.
Yeah.
Seriously, don't. You're going to ruin it for yourself.
Yeah.
Like maxing out at the gym. You think you can't lift the weight, add another 10 pounds and do it.
That is the worst. That's the worst advice I've ever heard in my life.
That's how I got my max. That's what my gym teacher told me. He was like, "You're worried? Just slap more weight on there."
So I'm going to go ahead and give this a 7 out of 10. And the reason why I'm giving it 7 out of 10, I can't talk about. So we're going to move on to Chad. What's your recommendation?
I already gave me a recommendation.
Or your rating. What was it?
Oh, my. I haven't played all the way through it, so I don't think I can give it a fair recommendation. But from what I have seen and enjoyed about it, I think it is pretty dang close to a 10. Probably like a 9. Mostly just because I'm not a big fan of like the roguelike style in general, but I mean, I think they did a really unique spin on it, and no other game has even come close to how they treat it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What about you, Zach? From what you've seen,
I don't think I can give it a fair rating either because I've only seen like 10 minutes, and I really do want to watch the rest of it.
I want to
just play it. Zach.
What I've seen,
just play it.
I don't know if I okay, but from what I've seen,
it's only $20, right? Pretty sure
yeah,
it's only $20. It's a steal.
I mean,
for that cost. It is a steal.
Zach, what are you saying?
From what I've seen, though, I'd give it like a 7.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all that we have for today. Hopefully you've enjoyed what you listened to, and hopefully you will join us again next week whenever we have our very first guest. That's all for now. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.
Bye-bye.